So, anyways, like I was saying, what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna we're gonna do like a break, a false break, and then a pause. I'll come back in and say something to the effect of, welcome to, hey, welcome to the Convergence. Today I'm with the gentleman of the Escape Pod, and then we'll get into that. And I'm sorry, I have to say it correctly, right? Because it's not just the Escape Pod. ATSW.
ATSW.
ATSW, the Escape Pod. All right. So that's what we'll do. And we're live in front of everybody. How's everybody doing? You guys ready?
Hey.
Ready to have some fun?
Let's have some
Got
fun.
the live chat? Outstanding. And there are no graphics, so you're going to see it raw. This is what people do behind the scenes when the graphics are actually playing, picking their nose.
Right.
One second.
Dancing.
Can you hear us now?
We good?
All right, yeah, we're good.
Cool.
I
All
can't
right.
be on YouTube while we're live. It's conflicting in the computer, so I had to bring it up on my phone.
Gotcha. Outstanding.
Stupid.
All right,
Doing
so
it
we're
live.
just going to,
Is the
yep, we're just going to do it live. Fuck it, do it live. Oh, wait, I think I have a graphic. There we go. We're going to go live. Hey, welcome to the Convergence. I am 97 Bravo. Thank you for coming back. This is episode 14. It has been a while. It has been a damn hot minute, to tell you the truth. And tonight, I am hanging with the gentleman from the ATSW, the Escape Pod. I got Don, Big Lovin', and Dragon Buddy. What's going on, gentlemen? How you guys doing today?
What's up,
What it
dude?
is?
How you doing?
What
Do you
fun
remember
times we
you're
live
out
in.
there thinking he's the king of bass?
Yeah, can you hear the bass? There's
No, I
somebody
can't.
thumping.
Oh, shit.
Like I can feel it in my chest.
Really?
Yeah.
Go tell that dude to shut the fuck up.
In a
Right.
soundproof room. Like, what the fuck?
Most impressive.
Sunday afternoon, gentlemen. How you guys doing? How are you guys doing today?
Good. I partied too hard last night and feel like
Did
it
you?
today.
What about you, Brady?
I
Working?
worked this morning. Like I got up at little before 6 o'clock, and I clocked in at 7. And I was ready to conquer the day, man.
Fucking
Outstanding. Beer
Nice.
in hand. Let's do this. What about you, DB?
Same thing. I was up first thing this morning, off to work. Got a guy still out in the field, but he's all right. So it's been a day.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Well, let me make sure this comes up my chat for some
Tell
reason.
Don and Brady we can't hear them.
How about now?
Oh.
Yeah, there's some sound issues with Don and Brady apparently.
Oh, okay.
How's the level?
All right. Well, you're not at DB level.
Very strange.
Yeah,
Probably.
you're coming through now.
Yeah, you're probably a quarter of that though. Like DB is overpowering you.
We feeling good now?
We can cut this part out. Don't worry about it, man. Get your sound right.
Snip,
It's all
snip,
good.
snip,
worry
snip,
It's
about
not
snip.
like we didn't already do a sound check.
Yeah,
No, it's
we have gremlins.
Is the balance
I-
better now?
I think you sound all right.
All right.
I think DB is just I think it's his I'm telling you, I think it's the
Lunar
bass in
Girl's
his
giving
voice,
the
man.
rock and roll symbol.
I try not to be so
Louder.
boomy. What?
They need to be louder.
They need to be louder.
Still very
Yeah,
low.
yeah. Apparently,
It's
they're
gotta be
very
something
low.
on your side.
On my side?
Yeah, go into your audio, click settings, go into the audio, and then hit the button that says automatic.
That is set.
It's on automatic.
Yep, it's on automatic.
It should be balancing out just fine.
Let's see. Yep. Echo cancellation, the whole 9 yards. Setting is
We've got live time feedback here at the doorway.
How about now?
How about now? Does this sound good?
you sound good to me, but my hearing is off.
Yeah.
DB does sound louder, but you guys said that he and I sound. Lunar Girl's saying that me and DB sound perfect and you guys sound low.
Yeah, I don't know what else to do. I've got the volume turned way up. You can try kicking us out, and we'll reboot and come back in. You can talk to DB for a minute.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Do you
All right.
mind? I'm sorry.
No,
I don't know what
No,
else to
let's get
fix
this
on
shit
my.
right, man. Let's
Okay.
get a good
All right.
show.
Here we go. There we go. You removed, and we will kick from.
Hey, Kel, I can hear you coming through here.
All right. So, my apologies. No, we
Hey,
were listening.
stuff happens.
It's one of those things that with my hearing, it's like, does that sound good? Yeah, but it,
From
it's
what I guess I hear coming through my headset was different from coming through YouTube, apparently.
yeah, and I think that's. I was kind of used to it with StreamYard, but
Yeah.
I thought maybe
Sometimes StreamYard is just, well, the other night when we were trying to go on, it was sitting there. It was like, okay, we'll go live. And StreamYard's like, hey, wait 30 to 60 seconds.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
and that was one of the things too. Maybe if I was on, maybe I need to be on Chrome, but I'm on Firefox right now. But every single time before this, it's been fine. So
Right.
it's probably one of those last things.
It happens.
They should be able to do. I don't know why they're not back yet. Let me go to. Is my. All right, I'm sending Kelly another link to StreamYard, and I'm sending the
Okay.
dudes another link as well. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, I think they said they were going to be rebooting, but that's cool.
Yeah.
That is absolutely cool.
Whoa,
So
there it is.
outstanding. Come on, gentlemen. So are you drinking anything special right now?
I'm just drinking some soda. There's always that chance I have to run out the door and go help a guy. So until I know they're all home,
Okay, how we sounding?
We sound better.
I think you sound a little better in my headset.
I think so.
I
I think so, yeah.
I don't
Hope
know
so.
what in the world that could have been, but Ghost in the Machine.
That is okay. That is okay, man.
Weird.
Just wait for the.
Wow.
No,
chat
she
to
can only hear me in one ear. How about now? Did my audio change
Yeah,
now?
you went stereo.
I went stereo.
Yeah,
So
because
my
I can
shit
hear
was
you.
fucked up.
Huh.
Oh fuck. Sorry about that. So that was
It's
another
all
thing
good.
too. Maybe that's their. What was I on? I turned off echo cancellation and stereo audio. I unchecked it. Everybody in chat.
I get the faint echo of my wife right on the other side of the door going,
Yeah, now I can everybody's in 2 ears now, which is good.
So we're still super quiet.
Mute, edit mic settings, automatically adjust. Now see if that helped you guys, Don. Hey, what's going on? How you guys doing?
Hey, what's going on? How are you guys doing?
It's not. Well, I know what I could do. This and then this. How about that? Does that change? Why don't you guys go ahead and talk?
now they're
Don?
gone.
Oh, now they're gone.
Love is gone.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not gonna do anything with them. Okay, so I cancel that. Anyways,
Okay, so the only other thing that I can think of is we're in through Firefox. Let me come
So am
in
I.
through Google Chrome.
I'm on Firefox. I've always used Firefox. I've never had an issue with that.
Yeah, me either. But here we are. I can turn up our gain, but it does weird stuff to.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I had to crank mine way back.
How super interesting that this would be a thing.
Yeah, I didn't even realize.
We've been on Who knows how many of these?
That is weird. Because I would have just turned you up, because
Yeah.
with I turned you up to like 74 or whatever. There he goes. I would have just turned you up, because
Hmm.
I'm outside. He's safe. She's
For
messing with you.
now.
There we
All right,
go.
we're back. Did that change anything?
Good. Yeah, that
I,
sounds
I
better
think
to
you're
me.
louder. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Shit's fucked up.
You know
I
what?
don't know.
We're just gonna go.
I turned on stereo on our end. I don't know how that would have mattered, but
I don't know either. But you know what? We're just gonna go because I can hear you. And if DB just like sits back a little bit,
I'll get away
it'll.
from the
s-
mic pit.
That's actually that's very cool. That I think I don't know. But yeah. So
Yeah.
here we are, gentlemen.
Talk
Cheers.
amongst yourselves.
Yes, exactly. Have a drink. Enjoy yourselves. Well, thank you for hanging out. I want to say thank you especially for being my first guest back, episode 14. I thought that was actually real cool that the three of you were able to get together and pull this off. I know life being hard and those sorts of things, but to sort of just get into it because we've had some people who've been waiting patiently on YouTube. Why don't you tell me the source, the basic sort of premise, and the spark that led to your podcast?
we were hoping to get laid.
Oh, well, there you go. Thank you. Directed by George Lucas. Good night, everybody.
The end.
Uh,
It didn't work. The end.
No? Oh, okay.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm getting less sex now that I do this. Just like
You're
he's
going-
on the
you're-
internet being that guy.
You're regressing. That's outstanding. You made me fucking snot bubbles. All right. Everybody. Not so soon. I mean, geez, we're only a few minutes into it. I mean,
Right,
little
right.
foreplay first, right?
No, you go straight to it.
That's outstanding. But is there a story? Is there something more than just cavemanish toxic masculinity?
Do you want to tell the beginning of the story?
Well, me and him we worked together, and we knew some of the same people. And one of the dudes we knew was a big Star Wars guy, so that kind of held us in common. We'd be walking around work, we'd stop. Did you hear about the new this? Did you hear about the new that? And that's kind of where our friendship started growing. We'd start seeing each other else separately from those gentlemen, and hey, what's going on? How you doing? And this guy, he unfortunately passed. And the guy that we had that was between the two of us that really kept the commonality going. And the two of them had tickets to go to Star Wars Celebration. And yeah, so I ended up taking over that, paying him, saying, hey, I'll go. I know you've got the tickets and everything. So he's like, cool, we'll have a good time. And before Star Wars Celebration, we just started talking a lot. And having listened to podcasts, it was something I always wanted to do. So it was just something that always sat in the back of my head. And we did the Star Wars Celebration thing. And leading up to doing Star Wars Celebration, I got him into another Star Wars podcast called the All Things Star Wars podcast. So I got him into that, and that really brought us closer. We started talking about Star Wars like annoyingly all the fucking time. And there's movies coming out, and there's new comic books, and so like we're just like, did you see? Oh my god, like Star Wars, dude. And we like sports too, so like that all started coming together, and I always jokingly told the All Things Star Wars podcast, when you guys hit 100 episodes, I'm coming. I'm gonna be on the show, and slowly I started dragging him into this conversation. I'm gonna bring Don with me. We're gonna show up 100 episodes. We're gonna celebrate it. And there was a couple other people that started like, hey, yeah, let's do this 100 episode thing, and they kind of fell off, and it was just me and Don, and we ended up doing it, and we sat in these guys' studio, and in New Jersey, they have these fucking little tiny houses.
Yeah.
Like, they're off the side of the house. Like, we were driving on the highway,
Right.
and I'm looking in the yards, and they all have these little. They're not sheds. They're these little fucking houses.
Yeah, they're like almost like a bedroom size
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like a bedroom,
extra house,
but
extra
there's like
structure.
no shit in it. There's
Because
nothing.
what I found out was they can't fucking build onto a house without like $87 billion worth of red tape to cut through. So
Right.
they just build these add-on structures or um, like bonus buildings, I guess you'd call them.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, like like
The
here
technical
in
term?
Michigan, we have oh my god,
Well, like we're in
basements.
my pole barn right now.
Yeah,
Oh
but
yeah.
like
I'm in my
for the
garage.
most part, there's basements in Michigan.
Yes.
Most people have basements.
Right.
They don't have
They
basements.
don't have basements.
They have bonus rooms.
That's funny.
It's so weird.
Like
Yeah.
where you put the mother-in-law.
It's like a pool house with no pool.
Oh.
So we show up and we end up doing this 100th episode with them, and we start talking like, we need to do this. Like, I think we could do this. Well, what are we gonna do it about? It's like whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to pigeonhole ourselves. There's things I don't want to talk about, and there's things like it's just open. Let's talk
Right.
about all of them.
Right.
We don't talk about politics at all. Period.
Yeah.
If anybody's gonna get anywhere near it, it's me. I just touch the taint a little bit and then I back away and walk. We just don't do it.
He-
Sometimes
all
you-
things that touch. Boop. Yeah.
So,
But
so I kept talking to him. I was like, dude, all we need is a fucking iPhone, and we can do this.
hmm
He's like, you think so? I was like, yeah. He's like, I'm in. Let's do it. So we ended up doing a small little podcast. We did it specifically on Facebook for the All Things Star Wars Fantasy Football League.
Hmm.
So we started there. We just recapped the games. We talked a whole lot of shit, and that was that. And then we're like, yeah, dude, we can do this podcast thing. So we do the first episode in his kitchen, and like we both drink during the show. That's what we do. Like, I had to drink that first episode, dude.
Oh
Like, it was necessary. Like, the nerves, I was like,
yeah.
I was like that for about the first 10.
yeah, like it was something else, man. It was like doing it, and now it's just like, are you ready
Right.
to roll? Yeah.
Right.
Hopefully nothing fucks up. Yeah, ready to roll.
And it was funny, like as we were getting into like episode like 6, 7, 8, the pandemic was coming on.
Mm.
So when you listen to those episodes, you hear that like we don't understand what's happening. Things are
Right.
starting to close and people are being weird and
People are freaking out about toilet paper. Like, it
Yeah.
was a thing.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
And we just kept getting drunker and drunker because we're like, fuck all this.
Fuck it.
And
It's
then-
fine.
Yeah. And then we went into like not being at work at all because we were on what do you call it, quarantine,
Mm.
and then like it turned into the quarantine sessions where like we were drinking heavily.
Oh,
it
my
was not
goodness.
it was not the best look.
Oh,
It was a lot of
Just some
fun.
gold ones in there.
Yeah,
But did you
It was a
have
lot of
fun?
yeah, we were
Yeah,
having a good
that's-
time.
Making some sort of sense, at least having fun during the madness. I wholeheartedly understand that nonsense.
And
Definitely.
it was weird because like it was the perfect outlet during that.
Right.
Like, we
Oh, yeah.
had a place where we could go and like other people could, like, the escape pod. Like, I came up with that name way before we put together the escape, because I wanted a place where you could escape and just get away from everyday life and then talk about all the fun stuff. You know
Hell
what I
yeah.
mean? So like the escape
Right.
pod had always been there. That's what I wanted. So like that's what it became. It became that place for us to escape, and other people were like, yeah, I want to listen. Me too. You know, so you're like, oh,
Right.
this is perfect.
Yeah, it is most certainly the place to hang out. It is quite honestly one of those places that some people may not like to visit because of the the realness that is the Don and Brady show. There's a little too much realness there, and they like their comic books and Star Wars to be kind of a little bit more neater around the edges. And
We
I think
actually
that
get that kind of comment occasionally where people were like, "This is, you guys talk a long time, and you're not always talking about what we signed in to talk about." And when we talked about doing the show, we didn't want to produce like 28-minute, like, this is everything you want to know about Shazam. Like, we're not those
Right.
dudes. We're not even
Right.
those fans. Like, we like stuff,
Mhm.
but we don't we're not the kind of guys that are like, here's 27 things you need to know about a stormtrooper costume. Like, it's not us. Like, we watch that kind of shit, but it is
Right.
not who we are.
I just like
Right.
the helmet. Like, I don't need the rest of the shit. I'm being real. That's where I'm at.
Right. I think that resonates because that is one of the things that drew me to you guys was how similar we were with that sort of idea as nerds ourselves. Is that there's a level in respect for those that know the color of the button of the guy who was 3 rows back. Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Run with that shit, son.
Yeah,
Right.
But
absolutely.
yeah, I like watching that shit. When they have the Star Wars off where they're out fucking triviaing each other and shit. I
Right.
love that shit. But yeah, I don't. It's not what does it for
And
me
we
as a
don't
fan.
pretend to be those. We don't pretend to be those people.
No,
Like, do you
no.
want to get into Star Wars questions with us? Like, we're probably gonna lose.
Well,
And we know a ridiculous amount of Star Wars stuff. Like,
Right.
just
oh, totally.
like you say, we don't know
Mhm.
what color Old Boy's button was on the
No.
second Death Star in the 3rd row of the 4th scene. It's just not.
But you remember Scarifcon, some of those questions. It's like that trivia can get,
Yeah.
and you're like, how do I know that? Now that
Right.
doesn't
Yeah.
mean you're a Star Wars uber nerd or a one of the on the Jedi Council or something. But it's like there's some dudes that should work in the Jedi archives. Like,
Yeah.
just send that old chick off to fucking, just go away. You're done.
Right.
The new crowd's here because there's some smart ass dudes out there that and I think that sort of leads us into this transition because that's kind of as you guys were finding your voice, and then of course DB gets into the mix. But there is this the way people like their fandom is very personal, and I think that the reason certain voices resonate with certain souls is because it's like a kin spirit, however you want to look at it. Like, when we all grew up, we were all separated. There was no way for us to talk specifically about what we liked and find people who were very fucking similar to ourselves. And so now that we're older and internet and blah blah blah, we fast forward, we can find these voices like, oh, I gotta hear what these fuckers said about this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like something came out and I'm like, you roll your eyes and you're like, oh, what's so and so say? That sort of mentality, because it's not about I have to know all the button colors, all the way down to what's a Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere in there is where we all fit. And much like yourselves, it's I grew up playing sports, watching sports, doing just wrecking my body on bikes and all kinds of other stuff. And that's just how I grew up. But then I'd go home and I'd turn on Star Trek Next Generation, or I'd throw in the original trilogy VHS tapes, or whatever have you. It was life back then. And I did get that, as I'm sure everyone in the room did, to some degree.
Yeah.
Someone trying to rain on that parade, and it there is a difference in the fandom. Those that want, oh, by the way, I don't know if I
Oh,
forgot to tell you
yeah.
guys,
Dude,
check it out.
All right.
that's fucking rocking.
Which was funny
Nice.
because I was just listening. So I had this on already, and I was listening to your latest episode. And you guys were like, if you want to create your own thing, I'll give you the gift. I'll do that. And I was like, I'm wearing it. Outstanding. They need to see more of it. I was like, good. It's a good idea. But yeah, I'll go ahead and rock that. But yeah, this came
That's
in.
awesome.
When this came in, we were talking, and I was like, oh, I can't wear it before they're on the show. So now I got to wait till they're on the show. So
That's great.
there's the shirt. Outstanding. I'll kind of move over a little bit, but yeah, it's the people like their fandom how they like it, and they like to talk about it with people that they have fun with. And if talking about it is over beers, or if talking about it is you have to know the button colors, or if talking it whatever your flavor is, man, the Red 5 network, but the internet is it's full of voices like that. And I think through the pandemic, what was important for me was to keep a sense of humor. And I think I'm pretty sure DB can
Absolutely.
kind of chime in on this one because having been a follower and then onto the show. Why don't you describe your first experience with these gentlemen, and
Um,
then what
yeah.
led you to make the dumbass decision to join them?
I won't disagree with you. I don't know what's going on.
Money.
Show him your wiener.
Well,
Oh.
I promised everybody that.
Well, it must be some
Nothing
wiener
there.
because he's still here. You know what I'm saying?
I'm here.
That-
I'm waiting.
Got that
Hey.
T-shirt that says "Ask me about my wiener."
But was it better than the quesadillas? That's what I want to know.
Those
Is
two,
his
especially the third one, dude. That third.
My quesadilla
the-
right now is so fucking bad. You've said quesadilla like 8
Oh
times.
It
no!
was like, and then
Start
there was like
sweating.
a bubble of crunchiness, gooey in the middle. I was like, oh, what the fuck is? Are you okay? Don't stand up right now, Jack. Don't stand up.
Don't stand up.
That
Little
third
bit of bacon
quesadilla.
with some of that jalapeno sauce.
I was thinking
That's
about
what
the
you-
jalapeno sauce.
Y'all need to do a hot wings episode. If you're gonna be drinking on air, just do hot wings. It's like
I love it.
the whole fucking time,
We should get the, like
Cajun
Jackson
dry
the-
rub, just
Jackson the sponsor.
Ah,
Hey, you don't know us. We have
Stuff
a
is
tiny
great.
podcast. Sponsor us with some chicken wings, please.
yeah. We need just regular chicken wings on the show, please.
that'd be outstanding. Craft services is just. So what'd you bring? Chicken wings. What else? Fucking chicken wings. That was the order.
What else
Fucking
is there?
chicken wings.
That's how we
what
fucking
else?
That's
Anything
a-
else is
and-
unnecessary.
Well, something to wash it down with, Do you guys what was your crazy? Or we were getting back to DB. So DB, what was your first experience with these jokers, and how did you?
Yeah, it started off with I listen to podcasts, the top ones, the Joe Rogans and whatnot, just as I'm driving around a lot at work. And pandemic hit, and Kelly, my wife, Luna Girl, was home. So her friend Swede said, "Hey, you should check these guys out. I work with them." And it was the Sidebar Cantina, what became the Sidebar Cantina. And she started watching them, and to them led on to the Escape Pod Bros here. And she had been listening for a little bit and said, "You got to check this out." And my work schedule is just go, go, go. So I throw it on a little bit and have a chuckle. And then she was laughing in the living room, and I'm in my little game room, and she's just laughing it up in there. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to give these guys a chance live, and threw on the live show. And yeah, it was, what it was is I'd listened to all these podcasts, and even into the political ones. And it just, when pandemic hit, there was such craziness out there that I didn't want that anymore. I had to get away. It just, mental health wise, you're stuck in your own head for the most part with how we were working and how you interact with people. And the Sidebar Cantina, especially the Escape Pod, was just a way of, we're not talking about that. We're talking about stuff we really like. It's a couple guys shooting the shit over something they enjoyed, or surprised one of them didn't like something. And being in the chat and being part of that, I had been kicking around the notion of, starting a podcast eventually. And all of a sudden, Luna Girl came around and said, "Hey, hey, why don't you, these guys would like to do a podcast." Well, before that, actually, we drove our daughter out during the pandemic to Michigan. She's working for Ford out there, and hooked up with these guys outside of the podcast and said, "Hey, we're going to be a couple hours away." And we met, we went out to dinner, and it's our people, like a couple cool guys. We got along really well, and we talk now, all through the week. We're we're friends. And so being able to jump on and say, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I think last week's episode is like basically the stamper of what we like to do. Is just
Yeah.
we had
I've
fun
said
doing
that
it
2 or 3
because
times in the last couple of days.
it was us talking about something we enjoyed. Like a couple friends
Mm-hmm.
talking about something we enjoyed. Who cares if anybody else liked it? I think a lot of people should have liked this movie. And why aren't they talking about it? And they're
Right.
fucking stupid for not, because it was a
Mm-hmm.
great movie. And, we just spent almost 3 hours just shooting the shit about it. And it's fun. It's took a few episodes before I don't care about the little thing that's staring at me, and that there might be someone on the other end, because the chat will make up for it.
Right.
Oh,
And
always.
some of the goofy stuff and the shenanigans that go on, and it's fun. It's a place to where you can just kind of forget about what's going on at the moment, and hang out with some friends, talk about some geeky shit, talk about our weeks, talk about the stuff that we enjoy, not the bullshit in life. And it was a from to listener to being on the podcast. It's all part of that, you know, that need for more positivity in life.
Outstanding. Yeah, no, that there definitely is a huge need for positivity. I think that um, I think overall the mood of fandom, especially in Star Wars, is sort of shifting towards attempting a more positive approach. I think that for a while it was really cool to be really mad, and I think that in a lot of instances it was justified. But then I think it became its own thing, and I think you had to just continue to stay mad to stay
Relevant,
I
almost.
right to
I
how
feel
I
like
matter.
the anger that came out of the Star Trek movies
Hmm.
and then the prequels and then the whole Gina Carano thing,
Hmm.
like as those things were happening and we were starting the show and the pandemic was happening, we had a concerted uh, effort or idea that we didn't want any part of that.
Yeah, we weren't going to talk about it. That wasn't going to be. The negative shit is so much louder than the
Hmm.
positive shit. Let's
And
just
there's
be
so
Oh yeah.
real.
much of it.
And
Like
there's
it's not
yeah,
like
Oh
they
yeah.
needed our help.
like
Right.
you see the negative shit. It's
Hmm.
always you rarely do you see the positive. Like, oh, this was great or whatever. And we just we weren't gonna we weren't gonna we weren't gonna do that. We weren't gonna be this. Oh, look at us rage. That's not what we were gonna do. Like,
Yeah.
Well, it's
no,
not
we
it's not really your personalities.
no.
You could
Especially not
tell.
his.
Well, yeah, I could tell like his hey man that like that Lebowski sort of mentality. If I were to choose between the two, I'd go with Brady. But it's the more mellow of the two, man. It's just it just is, and you guys come through as genuine
Like
and
we're
quite.
both. Oh, sorry, man.
No, I was just gonna say, and quite frankly, if someone was like, "Here's money, go do angry stuff," you guys would have to work to do it. I think. I don't think it's in you
And we'd
anymore.
hate the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and
they
we would
love
quit,
spending the
I
money,
think.
but yeah,
We would
probably.
if it paid and we were like, well, we kind of got to take this opportunity. We'd do it for a little while and then we would quit.
Yeah.
We would just
Well,
be like, I don't want to do this anymore.
there's times that we talk through the week, like coming up on a show, and say, I don't want to talk about this. Or one of us will
That's
say, I
true.
don't want to talk about this. And, all of us kind of come to an agreement that, yeah, we don't need to be adding on to what's plenty of out there. Let's do our thing. And that's the cool part about it. Like I said, going out to Michigan and meeting these guys, that what you see on camera is the real thing. They're just very real people. And we like what we like, and we like the same things, and we could shoot the shit about it. And, all the other stuff.
They sat in the back seat of my truck. There is no more trust than that.
Yeah.
Well, I wish we just spent more time. I wish I was in a different place and more active in the network and stuff last year when we met at ScarifCon. Yeah, I would have taken much more of an advantage, made a concerted effort to hang out with many more people for much longer
Oh,
than I
trust
did.
us, dude.
Yeah, us
We
too.
Yeah, we went. Everybody went to eat. Like we go to this nice, expensive ass restaurant.
Thanks, bro. I'm
Ain't no
still paying
bullshit.
the bill at that restaurant.
No fucking shit. I had to take a tooth out and shit.
Right.
This
So
fucking
like
guy.
we go to that, and then we were of the mindset like everything was done.
Yeah.
Everybody was going, and like so like we went to our hotel, and
We had beers there that were already bought.
yeah, like we were ready, and then we get on social media as we're doing this, and like, oh fuck,
Going out to this crazy sex bar.
Look, dude. Hey, yeah, that wasn't on me. I didn't choose the fuck. But
What was it called?
yeah,
The
no, that
Birdcage?
the birdcage. It was. That was
Oh,
my
my
first
goodness.
clue. Like I looked up. They're like, oh, let's go in here. It was right. It was just right down the alley,
Yeah.
not the
yeah,
alley,
we
the
drove
sidewalk
by
from
it. We drove
right.
by it.
right. Big leather doors. Let's go in here. I'm like, what the fuck? What is it? Birdcage. And the doors open up. And I was like, ah, fuck. And Rob was with us. So
Yeah.
fucking Rob's with us. And me and him looked at each other like, oh boy, here we go. And you know, no one's going to mistake us. It wasn't going to be an issue. We knew that everything was fine. And we're just sit here and have drinks with our friends. Everything's cool. And it was fine. And our waitress, I don't know. I don't remember actually.
Doesn't matter.
Came up. It was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And everyone knows. It's not like, oh, is he? No, it's not. It's not a secret.
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not. I'm not trying to fool anyone. But yeah, me and Rob sat there and with Ro and clowned. It was fucking hysterical to watch Nicole and Shanti. Shanti, yeah. She drank. We were sipping, and she was like, "This is great." We were like, "Oh shit! Here we go."
Oh no.
Take
I
pictures
can't
of me
wait.
in the cage. It's like
I can't wait till
girl.
this year because me and Brady will be on a whole different tip. We'll be like, oh,
Yeah,
we're
we
going to have
understand.
fun tonight.
Yeah, we understand.
Yeah.
No,
Nice.
you know what? What is going to happen is the birdcage is going to be on a list now. So it's going to be one of the things we have to visit before we get
Yeah.
to our next thing. Take a
Right.
picture of the wall with all the sex toys, and then we leave. It's a 5-minute deal, no drinks, no nothing. You just
5-minute
over
roll.
here and boom. Yeah, I don't know, but
You know what?
it was fun. It was
Now that
hysterical.
you mentioned that, maybe we should look at renting a pub crawl bus.
Now you're
Oh,
getting
fuck,
out of
no.
control. Calm the fuck
Yeah.
down, man. Calm down. Just calm your shit.
Pub crawl. Look,
Pub
dude.
crawl bus. I can just. You know what that sounds like? Cha-ching, cha-ching. That's what that sounds like.
Believe
Me,
it or
pub
not,
crawl. We go to the pub and then I'm crawling. I don't need to
Dude,
go
not
another
that
pub.
expensive. They're like $25, $30 a piece. But they go to a bunch of different places.
Just outrageous.
It's not. You're gonna pay more than
Dude,
that to
let's
cover
get
it.
He's
What's
the
going on?
laziest motherfucker I've ever met. Like, most people do a pub crawl. They fucking walk. He's like, let's take an Uber, guys. It's a bus, but it's an Uber.
That would
We're
have
gonna
killed
be
the
in-
whole movie.
We're gonna be
What-
in
what was-
Rosemont. It's not like we're gonna be downtown.
What was the movie where the guys do that and it's like a zombie apocalypse?
Oh yeah, the
It's Simon Pegg.
Oh,
Yeah.
The
At
bar
World's
at
End?
the end of the street.
bar at
or-
the end. Yeah, bar at the end of the world, or
Or
Yeah.
at World's End or whatever.
at World's
World's
End.
End.
Yeah. Yes,
I knew we'd get
That-
there.
we got it.
Though that trilogy I love, but that one in particular, man, with
Yeah,
the
that's a good time.
That's good.
it ruined that entire movie if they took an Uber. That movie would be bad. That's short, directed
Right.
by Ryan Johnston.
And
Expectations subverted. 3-minute movie. Thank you for your $10, asshole. Sorry,
Damn.
there's still
Damn it.
bitterness there. No, and I understand the positivity because with nights like this, and we have a lot of friends that are in the chat. Bless their hearts, they come to support everybody. It's
Yes.
absolutely fantastic. And then with the podcast, when they finally come out and they're polished, going and downloading those and things, it's to hear the bits and pieces of everyone's lives and their takes on the different shows we're all pretty much watching or not watching for a variety of reasons. What I enjoyed most about what the Red 5 network sort of started on purpose, but then this thing sort of grew from it. There was a thought behind it to just bring voices under one umbrella so that we could sort of self promote each other.
Mhm.
And then it just grew. And I think one of the magical things about the group is that it's not only that we do things like this, it's we do things like this because we're happy for each other and we want everybody to succeed and we enjoy hanging out, doing live stuff because we're all scattered all over the world. And
Mhm.
it's one of those great times we could have different personalities and mix it up and bring it together and have some fun for a little while before we start our week. I
Right.
think it's fantastic. And I think that starting the starting the positivity role, I was when I first got on it. I went away from Star Wars and then came back in 2019, and it was much to your point earlier. I gravitated towards the negative because that's where I was at, and then it sort of becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy that I wanted to avoid, where it was like I was looking for negative shit, and then I was like, well, what the hell do I like anymore? And
Mhm.
I think around that time when Mando hit, I just fucking threw it out the window and said, I like this fucking show. I hated that those two movies with a fucking passion, but this
Right.
show I kind of like. And where I was at with people, that wasn't. It's not that it wasn't allowed. It's just that that wasn't the conversation that was going on. It was Gina was an SJW character, season one, an SJW character. You know, she's beating up on Mando. As soon as they meet, she can best him. There was this chitter chatter of all this stuff, and I'm going, I get it, but I think you're digging. And I think that was the first show where I was like, vroom, I kind of separated from that negativity and was able to just see product for what it was. And through that, Red 5 and hearing these other voices, there is a lot of love for these properties that comes with criticism.
Yeah.
It's not all,
Not hate, but
no,
just
right.
critique.
Not throwing bombs. Just like, my man, why did you do that? Why did you have in Boba Fett the spin around thing? There was,
The
you know,
Vespas, yeah.
right. And
Right.
are we not watching the show? No, we watched it. We finished it. You know, that kind of thing. And there were some episodes or some points that we have our critiques and we have things that we say on social media, but I think that overall the wanting these properties to succeed, much like how we talk about it, we want it to succeed. So it's not fake it till you make it. It's like, was Halo a good show if it is a what if and not a retelling of the game story? When you look at it like that, it's a completely different property than if it's supposed to be lockstep with how the game told the story. You're going
Right.
to be disappointed. I like the show second episode. I think it should have been one long first episode because it's one of those things. I was like, huh, when that episode ended. But as fans, we can enjoy all of that. And I know for a fact there are people in chat who are like, I can't believe that fucker just said that shit. I love that show. That I'm gonna cut him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right? And but at the same time, they'll put out a post or whatever have you, and I'm like, oh, I thought that was cool. And so we're agreeing on one thing, but then we're disagreeing
Right.
on another, and then it's like, hey, come on, let's talk. Cool. And then we do
You
our thing.
know,
That's Red 5.
before we go too far, Alan brings up an interesting point about that Halo show, and I've heard this uh, across multiple platforms. It's not a good Halo story, but it is
Mm-hmm.
good
'Cause,
sci-fi.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's
And
the
Just
overall thing I've been
yeah.
hearing as well.
Yeah.
it's like
I think
like
that
they had a bunch of great ideas. It was like we need something to pitch this on. Let's call it Halo.
right.
So
I
uh,
think I think that definitely it's not Halo and it's not retelling that story. It's saying, to me anyways, it's saying, what if at this crucial moment or at a different moment in time we meet John who becomes Master Chief and we have this existential crisis going on that is going on during the games, but we're not going to tell how in the exact same way. And
Right.
it will be in the Halo universe. I think that this show, Halo in particular, I think it feels bigger than Boba Fett. It felt when they come back and you see the airfield. You know what I'm saying? There were just some
Yeah.
shots, and yes, there were some shots of Mos Espa or whatever it was supposed to be in Boba Fett. Don't get me wrong; those look like Star Wars shots. This show felt like The Expanse, where it was like, "This is new. Come with us. Let's do this thing," and that's what I think I really enjoyed about it. I don't think it needs to tell. It's not going to a lockstep Halo story, but I thought it was damn good fun science. The second episode, I was like, okay, I get this. Let's do this. You know what I'm saying? The first episode, I needed another episode.
Right.
Same with Moon Knight for me. Me and
It's
Shockey were talking about.
I'm so excited about Moon Knight. That hit me right in my sweet spot.
Mm.
You know where that
Wha-
hit me at?
In
What
the
the fuck
quesadilla,
is going on?
hit me right in the gooey spot of my quesadilla.
Yeah, no, it didn't even like.
Have you
like
watched
you
it a
bit in the
second time
case and
yet?
you're like, what the fuck is that?
Have you watched it the second time yet?
No, I haven't.
There was a pickle in the quesadilla. Is that what it was? Like someone
No,
just,
because
oops,
I mean, like,
they left it.
like,
It could have been a
Fucking
pickle.
there's a part of me like I'm okay with this. I like pickles, but like you don't need.
I'm not
pickles.
sure it was a pickle because I already swallowed it, and there's no more.
Please be a pickle. Please be a
Please be a
pickle.
Now, before we stray too far from what we were talking about, back to talking about the community hate on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
About 6 months, 8 months ago, it kind of struck me that the reason why the feeding of all this hate on stuff, the last couple whatever, it's an easy way to access emotion. Like, it's super easy to jump on. Yeah, we all fucking hate this thing, and the rallying behind the and I think that at least in America, like we've been at a point for a while where everybody has been feeling super connected because of the internet, but also isolated.
Right.
So it's anger is the most easiest emotion to access. So if we can get behind a thing together, of course, anger being the easiest one to do, and so like there's like we were saying earlier, like we decided we didn't want to be a outwardly a part of that. Not that we don't have those feelings, but when we communicate with other people, we don't talk about those things. Somebody already said that.
But it wasn't just that, right? It wasn't just, and that's the thing about here, is that in that time frame, looking at what was, it was just a pressure cooker. 2020, it started with the virus and that sort of thing, but then I think it was Memorial Day, but certainly in June, there was a lot of emotion that was being expressed on our streets because of what was going on and those kinds of things. And then, of course, don't forget we were in a very hotly contested election year. So although we're not talking about the specifics of those things, we all know sitting in this room that they were contributing factors to the what the fuck and a lot
absolutely.
of the holes in walls
Well,
and things like that. Because I elbowed a bathroom door and it was, I have issues, yes, but there are anger points, anger things that were going on, and I ended up
there
putting
was.
my elbow into a door.
I think it was that the whole atmosphere of the country, and then a lot of people that you interact with, there was that polarizing that you had to be on one side or the other over
Right.
everything, just everything. It didn't have to be politics. It was, I can sequel trilogies. I can agree with most people. Hate the writing, but it's what I got, and there's pieces in that show that I enjoyed. So I'm going to focus on those things, like the different things that happened that I enjoyed over my fandoms, over things around me, and we don't. Most of us all sit in the middle with just about everything. So the fact that we always have to argue and pick a side, which the Red Five is really great for, regardless of. I mean, there is a lot of back and forth. We don't always agree on everything, but there's that communication to where we're not polarized. We don't have to, pick a side. We're all kind of together talking about things. and about things that we enjoy, which is important right now, that we don't have to always talk about the negative things going on in life, that we can find something that we like and we can invest some of our time into it. And if you can find people to do that with, it's great. I mean, and the fact that we have the internet now to where I'm sitting in Northeast PA, you're on the West Coast, Bravo. These guys are sitting in Michigan, and we can
Hey,
talk.
I'm in Colorado.
Oh, Colorado,
Just
sorry.
kidding.
Even better.
No.
But we can sit in our own little virtual living room and have a discussion about something, as if we were, being able to do it in an actual living room. And let's spend that time, talking about things that are good and spread that positivity, put it out there. And if it makes one person say, cool, then hey, job's done, man. Because I had fun doing it. And that's the important part for us, is let's have a good time doing this. And if some other people can have a good time doing it as well, then mission accomplished with putting something out there.
Right.
Before you go too far away from that, I want to bring up the Red 5 chat that you were bringing up. Sometimes things come up amongst us that are divisive.
Yeah.
And instead of latching on to those things, we all purposely sidestep that and move forward. And it's a thing that us as a community has forgotten how to do, because sometimes people say shit that they would like to put back in their mouths.
Right.
And as a courtesy, society used to go, you know what? I know you didn't want to say that. We're going to move through this, instead of going to war.
Right.
And I think that this group specifically has keyed in on that as a self-preservation tactic, where we go, you know what? We all have feelings, and we're going to go ahead and let somebody have that and roll through it, and we'll move on. Instead of, let's blow this whole thing up and fuck you, you're cool, I'm out.
No, yeah, it's poignant that you bring that up, because yeah, it was interesting when I approached Roe. It was one of the things that part of what I had been is that negativity. And so as I was pivoting away from that and sort of, yes, there are things to be negative about, but I also want to be positive about other things. There were other people who had maintained that positivity through all the bullshit, and Roe was one of them.
Yeah.
And it was something that we chit chatted about for a little bit before I actually pulled the trigger. But I'm glad I did, because it was one of those things that it completed the turn away from the need for negativity, my desire to go out and look for negativity, but also to sort of put negativity on other people on social media. It was like, it's a stupid opinion. That kind of thing. That just stopped, and it became more of, my whole sort of persona became more of, oh, this is what I think is cool. So that's what I think is cool about being accepted into Red 5, is the aspect of, yes, there are going to be those gruff moments where, like Kelly has said, that Big Brother said some stupid shit. We're just going to pretend like he didn't say it, that kind of thing. It happens, and it is that family environment that I love sharing with these guys. Whoever wants to hang out and put it out in the ether. That everyone I've interviewed has been somebody that, had they lived on my block growing up, I would have gone and hang out with.
Oh,
Because we all would have been talking about the same shit.
Right.
And
you
it's
used
not.
to argue with those people too. Like, I think we
Oh, yeah.
forget that too. You grew up with people. Sometimes shit went down, and you guys didn't talk for a few weeks, and then you were talking again. Like, it's a thing that people do. It's a human thing, and we forgot that. I think as a society, we forgot that you can disagree, let shit rest, and then go back to being friends again. Like, it doesn't always have to be like, oh, I have to cut my nose off to spite my face because fuck off. And Brady is super good at being my emotional compass when it comes to that shit, because I, like more like you, 97, I get hot-headed about it. And me and Brady will be out walking, and Brady's like, I don't know why the fuck you care about this. It so doesn't fucking matter. And I'll be worked up.
Right.
I'll be like, listen, you gotta, the motherfuckers gotta know. And then Brady will be like, does he though?
Does
Oh
he?
man.
Really?
And Don's like, he
No.
does, but no, he doesn't.
Hold
Yeah.
on, just
And
hold on just a second. All right. I think I was having an issue. No one said anything about it in chat, but we were having some connectivity issues during that last bit.
we've been
Yeah, you
seeing
paused
you
a little
kinda
bit.
freeze up a little bit, but your audio isn't doing it, so I figured
Okay.
it's fine.
Okay. So I'm sorry that I stopped you, but if you could go back because it was cutting in and out. If you could go back, Brady's response to why are you getting worked up over that? If you could go back to that aspect,
Well,
that
he
would be
just
fantastic.
he would just essentially be like, dude, this is not fucking important. What you're getting yourself worked up over a thing that doesn't matter in an hour. Like, if you change the guy's opinion, he's still an asshole. Who fucking cares?
Right. Right.
Like, and I'm more the type that if it's of a issue that I think like, dude, I understand why you're wrong, but let's talk about this. And Brady's like, no, bro, it's not a just.
I'll
just,
be happy to explain how you're wrong in
Yeah.
several languages if you want.
right. And Brady is Hakuna Matata, like chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, even if you prove him wrong, he still won't accept it. Shut the fuck
I
up.
just
The biggest
like,
dude in the room.
It's entertainment for me. Like I just try to enjoy it Now, if I'm watching Saving Private Ryan and all of a sudden one of the fucking tanks turns into a Transformers, I got a fucking problem and I don't like that movie. You know what I mean? Like, but if I'm watching, like, for the longest time, I remember the first Transformers movies getting so much shit, and I can't exactly remember what it was for. Specifically, these people had a problem with it, but I was like, but you're cool with the fact that these robot aliens came from space and turned into a fucking Camaro and a Volkswagen Beetle. Like, we're good with that, right? And they're like,
Yes.
yeah. Like,
It is
come
that
on.
ridiculous.
Like, it's there for entertainment. I can understand it, but like, I've always been one of the people, like, I enjoy the Star Wars sequels for what they are. Lots of shit I don't like. The first one, Force Awakens, I love it. It brought it back. Like, my kids were involved with that. Like, there's so much away from the Force Awakens you'll never fucking take away from me. But like The Last Jedi, you want to say, hey, I didn't like that movie? I'll hear you out. That's cool. But I personally enjoyed it. So don't turn around and shit on me for enjoying it and be like, well, you're fucking wrong. Like, me and my son were coming back from Florida. My parents had gave him a truck for his birthday. We're driving along, and we're talking about The Last Jedi. We're talking about Star Wars. It's just it was one of them father-son moments, and I was loving it. And we talked about The Last Jedi, and my son turned into this kid where, like, he started shitting on me for liking it. And I was like, look, dude, I'm not going to fucking have that. Like, you can not like something. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. But don't shit on me because I do like it. You know, we can have our differences of opinion. Don't shit on other people for having a different opinion than you.
Like you say, I spent a ton of time raising Michael to be a person that I was not capable of being. like you know, I get shitty about stuff. I was like, no, Mike, this is not how you deal with this. But I personally can't do it. I'm like, you motherfucker.
I'm gonna go do it. Don't do this. But I'm gonna
Don't
go.
be me.
I just
Yes.
I do, man. Like, the world sucks. So I try to take the best out of it I possibly can. I'm not naive. I know shitty people exist. There's people always trying to con you, one up you, use you. I'm just trying to bring you some positivity and some good light, and let's have a good conversation. And you know what? My favorite thing about Star Wars is fucking stormtroopers and lightsabers, dude. Like, I love
That's
that.
it.
That's my creme de la creme of Star Wars. You give me that, you've got me
Mhm.
in. I'm gonna pay attention. Yes.
Do you have one? Do you got one handy?
Well, I'm in the.
Yeah, I got a couple of them.
There's
Hold
a
on.
couple of them.
Oh.
Look at that.
Oh shit, I got these guys right here.
Yeah.
Get the fun stuff handy. Look at this.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, nice. Nicely done.
Like that's what it is, man. Like lightsabers
Hell yeah.
and stormtrooper. That's what it does for me. If you got something else that you can.
Hold it.
I'm trying to turn it
Ooh,
off.
that's hot.
Gotta hold it for 3 beats.
Did you see how it lit his face up?
Yeah,
The red from underneath. That's
nice.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and some people give me shit like you're too positive, and I can understand that, man. But I'd rather just be positive in what I'm enjoying. Because what it does. Oh shit! It got real. Dude.
Oh shit. That's
You
funny.
Study
use
for
the
this.
Force and everything. She just came out of nowhere.
The LG Force. She's like, go ahead. See, her chick cave is in the plant room / Star Wars room. My pod cave, I have some Star Wars things in here, but it's all of my fandoms. I love lots of different things. I do collect vintage Star Wars, but I've got G.I. Joe stuff. I've got Call of Duty things. I've got a little bit of everything in here. So
When you
Hell yeah.
finally take her to Universal Studios, no,
Mm.
Hollywood Studios, and she gets to build her own lightsaber,
oh,
I guarantee you her hilt will be all like natural wood grain, and then she'll end up with a green crystal.
Made out of hemp.
of course.
It'll be
Right.
everything will feel
Right.
very organic and natural.
It was made on Kashyyyk.
Yes.
Let's get the little leaves on. Comes
Now,
up. Yeah.
I ended up with that steel wood grain hilt myself, and then I put a blood red fucking crystal in.
Nicely done. Nicely
Sith
done.
life.
Yes,
That's
life all
outstanding.
the
Yeah,
time.
that's uh,
Oh,
fun
Bravo,
stuff.
I gotta show you my new fucking stormtrooper helmet.
Do it, dude.
I
Oh,
don't
it's
know
awesome.
how well it's gonna come across, but you'll appreciate
It'll look good on podcast, bro. Guaranteed. In color and everything.
No,
It's
alley, dude.
badass.
It's up your alley.
Oh yeah. Did he get a? Oh wait, let me guess. A dark trooper.
No.
Nope.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Did he fix the lighting to?
Yes.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
because it has to be dark. It comes across differently in the light. It is awesome.
Oh wow, dude, that is awesome. That is fantastic. Who did that for you, or did you get it like that?
He'll answer those questions. He can't hear you right now because
Oh.
he's not plugged in with the sets, and I can't answer that. No, keep it low because it looks a lot better. It's sexy.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, we're keeping it sexy for the rest of this convergence. episode.
Ooh. Too damn sultry in here.
That's very nice, dude.
All right, what am I saying? What
He
happened?
asked
That-
where you
that-
got it.
I got that
Yeah.
on McCurry.
Okay.
McCurry. And it's a custom painted, like some dude got this, and it's a resin helmet. It's not like a Black Series.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like something somebody actually molded, and then
Wow.
he hand painted it. It's pretty dope.
It's
Damn.
pretty wild.
Yeah,
but
that's
when I
that's,
seen it, I was like, I need that. I need to.
that's
own
next level shit. Yeah, I'm not. I haven't. The lightsaber I got a while ago, and it was on sale, and it was just one of those things. But the helmets and stuff, it's one of those triggers I need to pull because it's the stormtroopers in and of the stormtroopers and Jedi. Back to Brady's point of lightsabers and shit. The stormtroopers, that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's like have to. I absolutely dig it. And the next level is getting that helmet.
You know what?
Trying to
I've come
find-
across too, dude. I think it's a military prior service kind of vibe. Like most people who like the Empire and the Stormtroopers, like I've noticed they're the people who've been in the service or they have a connection to the service in one way or another. That
Mhm.
just it's the I don't know if the uniformity of it. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
like there's a draw for some reason for us for that.
Well, man, if we could have been rocking stormtrooper armor, dude, I think we'd probably still be in. You know what I mean? Like if that was our uniform.
I don't know. That shit doesn't seem to stop anything. What was that? Oh, a dragonfly bit me.
Well, the stuff we had wasn't much better. I could tell you that. Yeah, I don't know. It's fun though. Yeah, that next level, you got to get that. You got to get those helmets, man. Is that the base or that's a? You said it was a resin, so that is the OT. Is that the OT or like a Rogue One Stormtrooper
That is
helmet?
an original trilogy
The OT.
style.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, very
And
cool.
I decided, what was it, about 3-4 weeks ago, that I was going to sell off my entire pop collection. I
Uh-huh.
was at about 135 pops,
Ooh,
and I was like, you know what? I would much rather do this instead. So now it's going to be all buckets and lightsabers hanging on the wall instead of a
Oh,
wall full
nice.
of pops.
dude, that's awesome.
Cool.
That is awesome. You've transcended.
I've transcended. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, some of them are sexy. Some of the first order ones, I don't really care for the. I didn't care for the design of the first order stormtrooper helmet. It didn't pop to me. It looks cool. Don't get me wrong, um, but it's not on the same level as the OT
See,
stormtrooper, the original.
I liked it. I thought it had a evolutionary process to it.
It
I
does.
think they look
It,
like ducks.
they definitely. I think they did a good job in those movies of moving the technology and the stormtrooper helmets and those kinds of things forward. Like what would it have been?
Right.
But as far as like, I guess it's just an old school old dude thing. I
Yeah,
think the
no,
ones that really
I-
sort of resonate.
100%. Like, I love the original Stormtrooper helmet. Like for some reason, I'm like, yeah, I would rock that shit in a zombie apocalypse. And then I put one on. I'm like, that would be. The
I can't
dumbest
see in this
decision
fucking thing.
ever. Like, I'd fucking die instantly. You know, I would look cool as shit dying though. They're like, you see that dude? This? Oh shit, he didn't see that guy coming.
So this
Had
is,
that-
Me and you, bro. I'll be running down the street. Let's go, bitches.
this is the thing about it
That'd be
that,
fun.
like, I've always been like, if we're talking about a time where the technology is what it implies it is, I'm thinking that's an entire um, virtual reality. There's a HUD and all kinds of shit
Oh,
going
yeah.
on in there. There should be.
No,
There
yeah.
should be.
And,
God,
and
I hope so.
with like full panoramic, like the lenses are just for effect. Like literally, like inside of that, a stormtrooper should not be looking through those holes. It's not combat efficient. Like,
That's good advice for anybody.
yeah.
Right.
Don't go peeking into the holes. But Iron Man, it wasn't Iron Man like it's to have the receptors, and it's
Yes.
just to have that sort of
Yes.
human connection to the characters or whatever. But yeah, it's a similar thing. He's not looking through that shit.
Right.
Or the what is it, the on screen fucking Star Trek, got the plexiglass, the widescreen TV right in front of them. They open it
Oh.
up and then they can see outside. Yeah,
Right.
see where they're flying.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome, by the way.
Oh,
Just
hell yeah.
a forward-facing camera.
Well, in
That's
Star
at the
Wars, it's
very
called
front of the
Durasteel.
That's all that was.
I don't know what
It was impressive though, man. In the
Yeah.
'90s, it was like, holy shit! Did you see that?
transparent
holodeck?
steel.
Right.
In Star Wars,
Trans-
it's called transparent steel.
That's right. That's right. Or Duracrete. No, Duracrete's different. Never mind. It's
That
concrete.
you can get at Lowe's.
Yeah. Oh. Is it? Fuck.
Damn.
See, told you. I don't know the buttons, dude.
Can't
I don't-
see out of
I
this.
don't know the color of the buttons. That was great.
Now we're building stuff.
Bright,
Let's
shiny.
do it.
That's
I
lots
know
of
how to build
explosions.
stuff.
So you guys just finished your 100th episode. So you're actually telling us in 2 years you've put together 100 episodes?
Actually, we've done a little bit more than that. Some of them just don't count. They're just little, like, he's a fucking, like, we do pop culture and everything, but, like, there's a fucking movie out. Like, I'm going to fucking see it. And he did so many of these, hey, I just see, little 5-10 minute little blurbs. We did a whole, before we actually started recording the Escape Pod, we did this whole, before the Mandalorian came out, like, our expectations, what we're hoping for. So, like, we have 100 episodes, yes, but we got a few more in there.
That was actually
That's
our first episode on YouTube.
Yeah,
Was
the
what we
Mandalorian.
expected from Mandalorian.
And I was right, dude.
Oh, wow.
I expected a fucking lightsaber, and we got the fucking dark saber, bitches.
Winning.
That was
When
what I said.
happened.
No, I did. Like I flooded the jeans on that one. Like it was uncomfortable. Like
That
I was
was-
embarrassed, and I was by myself. I'm like, this
Was that
is...
That was 4 quesadillas. You gave the Mandalorian 4 quesadillas.
Oh
The quesadillas were overflowing out of the bag.
It just
So much cheese.
coming down the ham.
So much cheese. It was good stuff.
It was
I'm
everywhere.
living in queso.
Draping with goo.
But it's
That's
so
outstanding. That's outstanding. So when exactly did you jump on board, DB, and start recording with these
I
guys?
believe it was episode 87. Was official.
Ghostbusters, right?
Yeah. I had done like 2 guest spots, I think, before that. We did a Doctor Who one. And then officially it was Ghostbusters coming on as a
It
full
feels
time.
very episode 50 to me. Like,
It's
I mean,
It
I know
doesn't
it was
seem as
much
recent.
later, but like, there's something about it that feels like the midway point.
Yeah.
Like, Dragon Buddy came on, the show changed, and so in my head, that's the nexus, that's the middle, that's,
Oh,
and I don't know,
Was
I don't
the
know
next
if
chapter.
I don't know if it has anything to do with the episode as much as that was when I felt like things evolved, so to speak. Like,
Mhm.
we became this trinity, and the way the show flowed became different, and like Dragon Buddy brings a certain level of introspection that Brady doesn't. Brady is like the super color commentary guy. So I would say something that I thought was profound. I'd bounce it off him and be like, "Yeah, dude," and then I'd be like, "That was it." And Dragon Buddy, on
I
the
agree.
other hand, is like, "Well, blah 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 blah," and then Brady's like, I was thinking exactly the same thing. It's like Dragon Buddy knows how to get something, pull something out of Brady that I can't.
even if it's from stepping on snakes or
Oh,
you
the
know,
fucking
all of those
snake
things.
thing. This guy and snakes.
Fucking backstabbing son of a...
But it really,
I was told to come after Brady. I came after Brady. Instead, I was standing on Brady. He couldn't
I
come.
wasn't done yet.
when Dragon Buddy came on the show, it changed the nature of the show in like the most positive way. Like, it
Aw.
it elevated the show into the thing that we were both wanting it to turn into, but we didn't know how to make it happen.
Sausage fest.
It's just
We were planting trees, tree dicks.
tree dicks. It's a tree dicks.
We need a third. We need a third.
Yeah.
It's not the
It
same
was
with
a
just the
major
two of us.
third. It's not a minor third. It's a major third.
Oh my. Oh, that's right. That's right. Because in your episode, you made it quite clear that if it were not for his panay, Kelly wouldn't have stuck around this long.
Right.
The,
Right.
fuck,
Yeah.
Right.
the fucker's a tripod. Let's just put it on.
I just have the keys to the car. That's why she's still around. She
They just
can't
call
leave.
They just call him Bear. Why do you call him Bear? You'll see.
You'll see.
Don't shower at that fucker either. Get a fucking complex. Turning the heat on the fucking shower like
Oh, Scarab Con is going to be so wild.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna be 12 well, it says 14, 15 hours for me to drive there, but I'll get there in 12. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun drive in because I'm just gonna
We're
be
coming
like
in.
ramping up the whole way to Chicago.
Right.
Come
coming
in, just hit the
early
e-brake.
Friday morning.
Early
So-
Friday morning.
Yeah, so we're gonna like establish, plant roots. Like, we're staying in a house essentially, so we're gonna go grocery shopping and all kinds of shit.
Right.
And I think I
Nice.
think we're planning on going into the city to have dinner somewhere. So maybe we can make a thing of it where people just meet it. Because didn't you say that you and Kelly have never actually been in downtown Chicago?
Yeah,
DB.
never been there. Nope. Yeah,
So-
never been to Chicago.
I've been
Gotta
there
do it,
enough
man.
times, and Brady's been there a few times that we can kind of go, I would know where stuff's at.
Right.
You know, So we're
Nice.
gonna see it. Maybe go see the Navy Pier and all that. Make an
Cool.
afternoon out of it.
Yeah, people are arriving all day that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic. We need to do a dinner.
solid showing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that
I'm
would be
excited.
great.
I'm excited.
Because one of the
Oh, yeah.
houses, I think we're doing either a side by side or an on top of Airbnb. So there's two groups of us.
That's a
And
whole
so-
kinda,
Yeah, that's a
Kinda
whole
thing.
different kind of vibe. So we've got that going on. But yeah, I should be there by dinner time. So we should all
Nice.
do something somewhere
yeah.
on the down low, like Burger King or something, and then we'll go swank on Saturday.
Anytime
On the island, let's find a Del Taco. We can get the fucking
Ooh.
Del
quesadilla.
Taco would be
Tacos.
great.
Give me the fucking quesadillas. That's what
Quesadilla.
we're gonna do.
Anytime I
I'm
get
looking that up.
anytime I get a choice, I tell people to go to El Jefe in Chicago. It's a great little like
Is that Rose House?
yes. It's like tacos, nachos, the whole stroke or whatever. They have like giant margaritas that have beer sticking out of them. Like it's stupid.
You
good.
sit
And, like,
inside
all
the
people
margarita
who
and
work there
Oh,
Right.
that would be
Yeah.
amazing.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, all the women that worked. Well,
No,
not
it's
even
not,
the women.
It's all of them. It's the dudes
All the
too. You're
people
like,
that
hey,
work there
what's
are
up?
beautiful.
I'm a piece of shit. Can I have the biggest nachos you have? Thanks.
avert your eyes. Just
Yeah.
fucking avert them.
But anytime somebody's like, "What should I do in Chicago?" I'm like, "Well, first off, you need to go to El Jefe.
It's fucking good.
They have tables that have fucking beer taps in them, like booths, and on the table there's like 3 or 4 taps, and
Nice.
you can just pay like an hourly fee to drink at this place.
So you just like pick a beer and they'll like bring the keg to you.
No, it's tapped right to the table. There's the fucking pull things are on the table.
No,
Yeah,
I can't do that. That's just that's
They
It's
guaranteed
enabling.
fucking-
They
right.
have
Do the
tequila.
chairs have like fucking what is that? Like guardrails and shit. So you just kind of like hover there
Oh,
as
that
you're
would be
drinking.
great.
It's got one for your head.
Yeah.
It's just
Yep.
coming.
They have
Good
tequila,
Lord.
everything from like $6 a shot to like $350 a shot.
Whew.
Who the fuck's paying $6 a shot?
In Chicago,
How
there's
fuck old am
somebody.
I? I must be way too old. They say $6. Dude, how much fucking alcohol are you giving
Yeah.
me right now?
I
Fucking
remember
$6.
going out getting drunk on $2 Jose shots.
No shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
$2,
well, yeah,
$2 you could get a Jose shot at this bar we used to go to next to the fairgrounds. I think it was called Trackside. Like it was real brilliant.
A class joint.
Yeah,
right?
and we would just go in there and just get fucking tore up on a Friday morning after night shift. You crawl out of there at like 10:30 in the morning, and the sun's out, your face is melting.
All for $10.
Oh,
Just a Hamilton. Put a Hamilton down, just fuck her.
Right.
I've just wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. Cost me $12.50. I got cheese sticks, you know.
I got cheese sticks.
Cheese sticks for $8.
Yeah.
Four
It
of
was the
them.
kind of place that
And-
didn't card you, so the fact I was 20 didn't matter.
Right. That's fucking.
Yep.
Fucking destroyed. I'm like, I can
That's-
drive, sure.
That's absolutely.
Oh, good times.
Where do you guys see the future for you guys? I'm gonna
Space.
fuck up your name. I'm
That's right.
I'm at that point.
We're going to space.
Yeah. Space.
You're going to
bitches.
space.
Yeah. You know the
Fans bringing PlayStation.
part at the end of Bill and Ted 2 where it goes through like this is what all they did, and then they're like playing on the moon. That's what we're gonna do.
Fuck yeah.
Outstanding. Like the MTV
Shenanigans.
award. Just
That's gonna-
On the moon. Don, get your shit together.
No, you know what? I hope, in all seriousness, I hope we're able to keep growing. That would be fantastic. But I don't want to grow too big because I like the chat. Like I like being able to interact with the chat.
I don't
Mhm.
feel like if we were Joe Rogan, and I say that with lots of fingers, I don't think we would be any different. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like even if like we hired somebody to come in here and produce the sound, and we were making $20,000 an episode, which is stupid. We're not. That's never going to happen. I don't think it would change what we have going on. Like I mean,
Right.
maybe Dragon Buddy would be in his own studio, but like we're who we are. Like
I
we're gonna
just-
keep
yeah, I just
doing
wanna keep-
this.
Covering shit I like and hopefully shit other people like, and they're like, yeah, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe we could pay Kelly.
I
Okay.
mean, let's not get out of control. Just calm down.
I think I already do in some way, but
Yeah, yeah. That would be the thing that would change. Like maybe like some of the technology would be nicer, and Kelly would be on payroll, but we would do.
regardless of all of that, I would hope that, like last week in our episode, it's just the three of us
Yeah.
or guests on, just be able to still be able to talk and,
Yeah,
and shoot the shit like we
bring
did.
last week up because last week is a very different episode than
Mhm.
we've probably had in a long time. Where we had,
We were in
and
the
we're not
zone.
tooting. I'm not tooting the horn because this is nothing to toot about. For me personally, toot motherfucker. So I am tooting the horn.
The Adam
But
Project,
we had like
one, right?
19
Yep.
people listen to us
Live,
live.
which
Live.
is people like come in and they check out or whatever, but people are
It was-
busy now.
It was
Mhm.
and it was pretty
Oh,
steady.
definitely.
We had about 19. It fluctuated between 19, 14. It kept going
Yep.
back and forth. And then we're like, hey, we're going to talk about this movie. And all of a sudden, all these people are like, I haven't seen this movie, didn't know it existed. I'm out. So we were literally, it was the three of us. I think Luna Girl was listening. I think Hector. Like,
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah, it went to
And
like
we
6
had-
people.
We had one of, in my opinion, our better conversations of what we were covering. We
Mhm.
really were talking about the movie and getting sweaty with the movie and dirty with the movie, and it was one of the better episodes. I really truly enjoyed it, and nobody was really there.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to take away from the people who were listening
Right.
because I would never do that.
The listening numbers on the episode, like going back on YouTube, they're right
Mhm.
up there. So people caught up.
Right.
In the moment, like people were like, "Well, I'm not with you yet," and so, but we were in the zone. Like
Yeah.
we had slipped into exactly what we want to, where all three of us are vibing on a thing, picking up off what each other was doing, enjoying the conversation like you do with your friends sitting at a Denny's having a coffee and being like, did you see such and such a thing? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about all you guys, but there was a time in my life where, like, not to hit it too hard, but there was a convergence where you and all your friends had shared an experience and you ended up at a Denny's, guaranteed, smoking
Mhm.
about a half a pack of fucking Marlboros,
And all you had to buy was a fucking coffee.
sharing a sampler platter, like
Yes.
drinking coffee,
I've done that.
Right.
talking about a thing where
Mhm.
and everybody was there and you hit a vibe, and then the waitress came over and she became part of the conversation, and you went home that night from a Denny's of all places going, yeah, man, what a night.
That was good.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And that's the way that show felt. Like, I went
Yeah.
back in the house. I told my wife, I'm like, yeah, dude.
I said the same thing when I got home with
Yep.
my wife. I was like, we had a really good show, knowing she has no my wife does not get, like, she makes this shit, but like she has no fucking earthly idea what's going on. She could care less. And I'm like, we had a fucking great show. She's like, yeah. And I was like genuinely happy. I was like, four
Yeah.
people and three of us were in the show, watched the show, but it was awesome. She's like, okay. But yeah, it was a show. It felt good. It felt real. It felt like you said, talking to your friends, and it was like you're
Mhm.
talking about one thing, it made somebody else think about this point, which connected to your point, and you're like, Yes, dude. Yes.
or takes it in a completely new direction that
Sure.
just absolutely
For
cracks
sure,
up the
yeah.
group.
And then you
It-
didn't
Yep.
even think about it, right?
no, and that's
Right.
that's the funny shit about even just the Red 5 chat is like it's going on and you walk and you're like 230 what the fuck is going on, and you just
Yeah.
come in and you just drop a bomb, some funny gif, hey kids, and boop,
And then leave.
everyone laughs. And yeah, the moments that are created with the personalities that have connected without the technology, without you know Red 5, it's sort of hard out there to discern who who is good entertainment. And it's not entertainment necessarily that everyone is going to enjoy. It's just that there is something for everyone. And so if you like hanging out like at a sports bar and a bunch of dudes after a movie are just going to be talking for 3 4 hours about what they thought of it, that's what you tune into. You know what I mean? That's what you gravitate towards. But if you want to hear, someone break down the color schemes of why the palace had, these sort of drapes or whatever have you, it's a different audience. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the energy that I felt watching that episode in particular, the Adam Project episode, right?
Yeah.
It was that, yeah.
Yep.
It is that. It is that is cracking me up, and like it's dude, I got to pause this cuz I got my own show and they're coming on in a few minutes, and I'm looking at this like fucking cuz it it is the fun. It is the fun that you guys are quite obviously having. And I think that the three of you together with DB's introduction, much like Shanti's introduction with Scarif, it pulls more out of the two of you. So as you guys were having your conversation, there's more. There is a third person depth to it that it brings a new dynamic to it. But it's not better. It's just different, and it is this growth. Like, well, this is who we are. This is who we've become. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I like how there is a movement that assists us in that sort of, we have our bad days and we're trying to keep stuff together and no, we got a show coming up, whatever have you. And I had this experience just recently where I'm in a DM with other Red Fivers and stuff about something completely different. And then it was like, oh, hey, real life. And there we are, the four of us talking about real life. You know what I mean? For a couple hours. Not publicly, no one else really knows what the heck's going on. It was just one of those moments, but it was through, had it not been for the collection of souls that have sort of gravitated towards Red 5, I don't think that for me that sort of hole would have been filled. And I think that what a lot of these podcasts and content creators do is they are that voice. There's inevitably, and if we don't have them now, we will have them eventually.
Right.
That will push that button for you. We're at 37 podcasts and content creators
Yes.
and growing. And so I dare someone to not find something, a podcast or whatever, that they absolutely, want to set on fire.
Right.
There's something for everybody. So it's fantastic, and it is the people in it. It's not, and that was the thing that I was talking with Ro, was that it's not a gimmick. When you do
No.
sit down and talk with people, like I have, you're my 14th episode. It it is that. It is. I find out that everyone who's involved is a little different, but you feel the flavor of who Brady, Don, DB. You get that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they're sitting around and they are bullshitting, but Don's got a script, we've got a direction, we've got some points we want to make, we got some this. You know what I'm saying? There's a little bit of, and I'm not saying it takes a lot, but there's a little bit of Hollywood that goes into it, and I think I think it's interesting to sort of just sit around a campfire and do something more like this where get everybody together and we can chat. I wish I could have 37 people on here and do it all at once. That'd be chaotic as fuck.
Right.
But
Oh my god,
It's just-
it'd be intense, dude.
but I can't think of another group right now where I'm gravitating towards needing to know more about everybody. It's like,
Right.
oh well, I like this podcast and this one's also in the network, so let me see about it. And it's this growing. And then when someone like yourself hits 100 episodes, and everyone comes together and says, "Hey," or
Yeah.
I was promoting this, and they say, "Hey, he's back," and it's that,
Yeah.
and there's no aspect like you guys were saying before. The have it, you would be still be doing this if you were making a lot of money per episode, and I
We
think
would
that
do
comes
this
across.
if nobody was watching. Like, we've gotten to the point where we
We
just
all
want to
have,
talk to each other.
right,
Right.
right,
Well, these guys having a break and going to Vegas and then coming back, and Brady wasn't feeling well, and we took a couple weeks off, and it was like after I found myself Sunday, like Wednesday's coming, and we're gonna have a podcast, and I've only been doing this for a couple months, but I miss sitting down and talking with these guys. I really want to sit down and do a show about something, and just
hmm
we have a little bit of direction and structure on what we're going to talk about, but just to be able to have that chance to be like, "What'd you think?" and you know, uh, and really have a good conversation. And it's funny with the all of Red Five being part of different podcasts and meeting all of the people that are within it. I've made some friendships to where um, I live in the middle of kind of pretty much nowhere in a town that I know too well. So I go to work and I come home. I don't do the bar scene. I don't do, it's always been home team with the family. So meeting people that I wouldn't normally go out and out of my way to meet is really kind of opened up some really great friendships, and realizing that we are all kind of the same as far as you know being able to have this kind of a conversation about anything, about nothing, about important things. I've met some really good people that um, fill that void, that need for interaction with real people, and
right.
that's what I think you really take away from Red Five. It's a family. We're real people, and glad to be part of it.
Yeah, real people, real lives, and we're out here expressing, some in different variety of ways, different all different avenues of content creating. A
Mhm.
lot of it is videos for podcasts that are then made into excuse me, podcast episodes, but some of it is the gaming is sort of branching out a little bit and pulling in, so we're getting more people involved, and the hilariousness that comes with that. And Red 5, the want and desire to see it succeed in all its different iterations is it it's wonderful to meet everybody, and it's
Yeah.
wonderful to actually hear that genuineness. A lot of people talk the talk, you know what I'm saying, and it's interesting over time when you get all these voices together and they're just so damn genuine. You just know they're genuine, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
We may not be um, collaborators with certain things. There may be some voices where I won't collaborate with them, but we can talk and, hey, what's going on? It's like cousins at a wedding or something that you see every, hey, but
Right.
everyone's there for a collective purpose, and something like a Chicago with ScarifCon, to see everybody making the effort to head that way. It is different, and it's one of the things that I wanted to highlight in some of these interviews, especially with the Red Fivers, was that it is it is that way, that we want to be around each other, and if we could have done this growing up, we would have, if you guys were down the street, that kind of thing. But we're only discovering each other now, and it's through all this technology that we're able to find these like-minded individuals that we've just, it's like, fuck, where have you been my entire life? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We could have been drinking and laughing this entire fucking time, and I'm just now finding out about fucking quesadillas. Are you kidding me?
Damn
You
it!
know what I'm
I
saying?
like quesadillas.
I've liked them for too long. You know what I'm saying? It's like it is that though. But with podcasting, what I've loved is you have the drop in the bucket and you move on.
Mhm.
And just in preparation for this show and getting back into it, I was looking at stats and I was looking at those kinds of things. And then when it's interesting, to your point, that it's not about who's watching or how much money you're making or those kinds of things. The point is that we're just talking.
Mhm.
And I think that's something that has been missing, because we get into our rants and our little fiefdoms, and we start talking about the likes and the dislikes, and oh, you're one of them, and you're in that box, I'm in this box, and it it muddies the whole water. It's like, wait a minute, are we even still talking about Halo? I mean, what the that kind of thing. You know what I mean? It
Right.
thought we were talking about quesadillas, dude. You just fucking it. It was that. You know, it is that environment where you can go to the BioLink, bio.link / red 5 and find. Just scroll down one time. Go to that link and just scroll down. If you think
Oh,
we're lying about 37 pods, you just go ahead
Right.
and check it out yourself. Gentlemen, I have to tell you, it has been an honor to. I'm glad that we were able to work out the technical issues and that everything is sort of shucking and jiving. I will get there will be a post process as far as sound and those kinds of things because I think that there may be some issues from what I was scrolling back and rereading some of the things. But I love this. I loved hanging out. I enjoyed meeting you
absolutely.
guys screen to screen. This is great stuff,
Yeah,
and
super good time.
seeing you screen to screen. We have to plan something in the future. We most definitely do, and specifically for Chicago in July, because I think that would be fantastic. But we'll talk. We'll talk more.
I think this time at ScarifCon though, a lot more people are going to be talking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where
Yeah.
I remember talking to you for we had a slight moment. I remember you were smoking a cigarette and we were out
Mhm.
front,
Cigar.
and
Yeah.
we had a just a moment there, but I
Mhm.
didn't really talk to you that much. I felt like that way with everybody except for Todd and
Oh
Rebel
right.
Base Card because
Greg.
they sat next to us when we went to the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did have a nice conversation with Todd and Greg. Like really fucking great guys.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm looking forward to being like, I'm gonna ask him because he pays attention. I mean, who's that? And he's be like, that's so and so.
That's Aaron Julian right there.
Like, I'm fucking checking him out. Like, what's up, dude? Like, we were kind of nervous
Yeah.
that first ScarifCon, but getting to know everybody now, I think.
Well, we
it's
were
gonna
the new
be-
kids. Well, and you were the newest
Yeah. Yeah.
at the time. Like you were the newest kid on the block,
Mm-hmm.
and they were
That
like,
was-
"Well, Bravo's going to be there." And I'm like, "Yeah, I've heard of this Bravo guy." But we did. I mean, conversationally, the three of us, we had a pretty decent rapport, like kind of right off the block.
Yeah,
I
we
think-
sat
yeah, it
there
was-
chit chatted a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. We definitely. I think this year it was planned. I think people left immediately after that had to
Yeah.
get back to Michigan or wherever, and then like the next day people were leaving. I had scheduled my flight for like 5 because I didn't know what to expect or whatever have you, and it just was what it was. But I think this year everybody's got the plans, man. Like, oh no, I'm leaving because I'm driving, so
Yep.
I might leave Monday. Is probably the safest bet is to just leave on Monday and just sleep
we're gonna
again
be there
afterwards.
through like midday Sunday.
Yeah,
So we're
Okay.
coming in early Friday. We're leaving midday Sunday. We're
Nice.
planned on like making the weekend out of it.
Nice.
As opposed
Very
to
nice.
the way we did before, where we were like, we worked on Saturday
Mhm.
and we bailed out a little early, made the drive to Chicago, got there at ScarifCon like right after it started, and then after it was over, we were like, we're gonna eat dinner and then we're gonna fuck off.
Gotta go.
And-
Yeah.
We're not doing that this time. This time we're
Nice.
planting roots.
like my older
Nice.
2 kids are coming with me. My son's 20. My daughter turns 18 in September.
Mhm.
They're coming with me, but I'm like, this is not a trip for you. This is for me. Like, be glad I'm bringing you because like this is for dad. This is dad's people. Like, so don't you fuck this up for me. So like, if we're gonna go out and go, drinks and stuff like that, you're going back to the Airbnb. I'll see you when I get home.
We have a buddy that's a professional photographer. He's coming with us. He's going to be doing photos and videos.
Oh, very
and,
cool.
Like, so
Yeah, like we
we're all in on this one.
yeah we got to deal with this guy. He's a good friend of ours. We've known him for years. He's really really good at photography.
Yeah, he's
We're like,
quite talented.
hey dude, we gotta, why don't you come with us to Chicago? We got you a place to stay. We'll pay for your food. All I'm asking you to do is come to this ScarifCon with us. Take pictures and video. When we're done, you can fuck off and do whatever you want.
Right.
You got keys
Right.
to the place. Come back when you're ready. So he's gonna be taking pictures. So we're gonna get you know, we got that going for it, which is pretty fucking cool. Like,
Yeah.
That's pretty
I'm down
cool,
to see
dude.
what he's gonna capture with,
Hell yeah.
you know, being away from us with all the different people with
Outsider perspective kind of deal.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
with fucking
Mhm.
Dominic Pace being there. Like, I'm crazy excited.
Yeah, we gotta make time to mingle, and
Yes.
that's the glorious thing of being there beforehand and afterwards is that we'll be able to do that, so that when they're actually live and doing the interviews and stuff, we're not fucking laughing over
I
in the fucking corner and shit.
Oh, we still
Settle
love
down.
Yeah.
Oh well,
I
yeah,
think
but
we made
it'll be-
plans with a couple of our or a couple other podcasts that we're gonna do like a show. The what was it Friday night?
I think so.
I think
Yeah.
from our spot. Like I'm gonna take the mics and the all that kind of stuff, and we're just gonna do it up. We're Rose growing this thing, and we're kind of here at the the second floor. We didn't get in at ground level, but second floor, and we're like, you know what? We want to be a part of this growth. Not
Mhm.
just we don't just want to be there for the his ride that he's given. Like we want to help.
Yeah.
So
there was a lot of everyone, a lot of people last year. I think myself included. I was there as a ride member.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it was, I just wanted to be there and be a part of it, and but it's more than that. And I didn't fully grasp what it was, even
I don't
watching
think
videos
anybody
and seeing.
did.
no,
No,
I think I don't know if Roe feels this way, but I feel like last year there was a transition where there was like, oh, this has been this thing, and we all kind of came to a understanding that we think that there's more,
mm-hmm.
and we're gonna do more.
Like we're
And
bringing
we're all-
tables and
Yeah, we're gonna do a
buckets and
table.
lightsabers and like we're trying to get a TV to set up.
I have one. I found one.
Yes. And we're setting up a whole
Yeah.
like this is the escape pod. You know, like
Be a part of.
you know,
I didn't
like,
even
we wanna
think
show
of that.
out.
Dude, I didn't think of that. We could game and shit, connect Xboxes and stuff off to the side, and
I have an extra table. I'm gonna bring the extra table because I'm sure somebody's gonna want to set up some things.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well-
So
Well, I'm driving
we're-
too, so yeah, we'll figure that out because it's inside that restaurant, so we'll be able to just maybe we'll be able to add stuff, but
yeah,
Well, it's
We'll
probably
see.
we've been talking about that. We're assuming it's like
I'm thinking like a banqueting
reception
room.
area. Like they've got their own. They have to have it. It can't be like, yeah, come do a con in our restaurant space. Like
Yeah.
I can't.
no,
see
I
that.
yeah,
I bet it's like a
No.
banquet hall
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
ish thing.
it's like I think they're just moving out the tables and they're
Yeah.
taking that whole section, but yeah, I can't wait to see. I can't wait to walk in that day and see it being set up.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be fantastic. Because last year, like you guys said, I showed up. I think as it was starting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
think-
helping putting your bags in Rose's car.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That yeah. Yes. That was.
I do like I'm kind of bummed out that we're moving away from Alley Cat,
But it has to. It's necessary.
but I'm hoping that Alley Cat is, and I don't know if Rose like planned on this, but I'm hoping like Alley Cat has a table. Like I'm hoping that instead of us going to Alley Cat, we bring Alley Cat with us.
That'd be pretty cool. And then like I was like even we were joking before about the stupid bird cage or whatever, but making a stop at
Yeah.
Alley Cat and swinging by and giving cheers or whatever.
Taking
'Cause-
some photos, putting it up on socials.
right.
Like all
It's-
that
yeah.
matters.
Mm-hmm. We can all swing by beforehand or on Sunday or something like that. Whatever. Yeah, I
Yep.
think that would be important because that's where it all started. That would be great.
Right.
Then of course we gotta take Shanti back to the bird cage at least one time.
At least
Let's
once.
get that out of the way.
Change the name to Shanti's Place.
No kidding. But I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I want to give you the chance to tell everybody about all of your socials and where they can find you. Fine gentlemen.
You can find us through bio.link/ATSW The Escape Pod. You can find me personally on Instagram at lowercase o 0 capital BIG underscore capital LOVIN 0 lowercase o. And once again, that's on Instagram. I am no longer on Twitter.
Oh.
He opted out.
I cut that shit out. This shit was bad for my soul.
There you
So
go.
I had to go.
He kept going, like, man, this thing, and I says, you know what? It's not for you. And he's
There
like,
you go.
okay, you're right. It's not for me.
Yeah. So I cut out.
Nice. Just rocking the Instagram. I
Yeah,
love it.
just the Instagram. I love pictures. I love boobies. I meant pictures.
Carry
Pictures.
Carry the two.
That's good, too. They kind of sit right about here.
Right there.
It's a
So,
1, 2.
Instagram, I just feel like there's no pressure. It's just like,
Yeah.
you know what? The people who want to find you through that hashtag of Star Wars or Stormtrooper, they're going to find you. If not, for the most part, people keep on trucking, and I like that.
Yep.
Outstanding.
Where
Nice.
you at, DB?
You can find me at dragon_buddy on Instagram. That's usually where I am. I only kind of use my Twitter, which is at dragon_bud with 2 D's, double D. Yeah, I only really go on there to talk to people. I've worked really hard with my social media so that my algorithm is like, Star Wars, fandoms, a little bit of boobs, and
Cat-
Little boobs or
cats with laser eyes, laser boobs, those kinds of things.
Right.
Fun stuff.
laser?
I don't put a size limitation in my boobs. Just to throw it out there. Small to large, I'll appreciate all of them.
A boob's a
I
boob.
am at Jetfire1979 on Twitter, but most of the time you're going to find me at ATSW the Escape Pod on Twitter. Nope, wrong. At the Escape Pod on Twitter. I don't know what fucking happened, but Twitter said that's how it was, and that's where we're at.
That's where it is.
And I am Della Snooch on Instagram.
There you go. Outstanding. And when do you guys have plans for your next?
Man. I'm gonna interrupt the fuck out of you. You can also find us on Facebook at ATSW the Escape Pod. That is our Facebook group page.
Yeah.
Lots of shenanigans, lots of cool, fun little posts.
Yep. Join up on that. We're doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
Always.
It's when it comes to Facebook, it is one of the funner spots to be. It's no bullshit. It's no politics. It's no this. It's nerd shit. It's fucking Legos.
Dank memes.
Like, yeah, the dankest of the memes, as we've said before. Like, it's a good place to be.
Yep.
Nice.
Sorry to interrupt.
Positive vibes.
Sorry to interrupt you, Bravo. That was my fuck up.
No,
It
you're
had to be
good.
said.
You're good, man. This is all about you guys today. I'm just sort of facilitating the fun. No, it is nice sitting around and getting to know people and allowing them to see that it is genuineness. You know what I mean? The behind the scenes sort of just the bullshitting and that kind of thing. And again, like with your pod, there's a little less, there's a little less pomp than some of the other ones that are
Yeah, we don't edit. Like you're
right.
getting it all.
Yeah, and a lot of
Right.
times, if you listen to the fucking audio podcast, you'll hear this fucking clown. He's like, "I'm gonna cut that shit out," and I'm like, "No, you're not.
The hell you
Like,
are.
You're not, dude."
And it's always in there.
So it's like
Right.
always in there. I'm
Right.
like, I look at the podcast on iTunes, and I'm like, "That's 3 hours long. I thought you were gonna edit it." He's like,
I edit maybe 9 minutes out of the whole show. And most of it is like while we're on our piss break. Like you can catch our piss break on YouTube. Like we talk about what we're going to talk about next week, and a little bit of chat time. That's not on iTunes because they don't care.
Nobody gives a shit.
No.
But that's about all I do. I bite off a little chunk of the intro music that's visual for YouTube, but it doesn't play on audio. Other than that, you get the whole dankness of our collective meme.
That's
We're in
outstanding.
our 40s, and we use words like "dank."
Yeah.
Dank.
There you go.
Before we breeze over it, and I know you're going to talk to a lot of other Red Fivers, and I don't know if you've already reached out to him, but I sincerely suggest that you spend some time with Pat and Charles
Oh yeah,
over
Yes.
at Swations.
great guys.
Those guys are fantastic.
Fuck yeah, they are.
Yeah, we're
You want to talk about like authentic dudes? Those are authentic dudes.
looking
Yeah,
forward to it.
I'll co-sign.
Yeah, I have. There, yes, you're absolutely 100% correct. You're not the first people to tell me that. They're really making a wave, especially in our chat and stuff, and coming across a lot of. What I did notice is like there are certain personalities that just jump in the party. They're like, "Fucking hey!" And there are others who are just like, "I'm gonna hide over here for a week before I even say anything." And you know, and then being in and out of such a massive chat, sometimes you get lost in the sauce and you don't see certain conversations or whatever. But yeah, there's several of us that are looking forward to hanging out in Scariff, and I'm 99% sure Charles is
Oh,
in
so
my
good.
he's in
Oh
my
yeah,
level or floor or side or whatever. Yeah,
Oh
so
man,
it's gonna
nice.
be
And I just found this one out. And if you want to get super sweaty and dirty with some Star Wars, Black Spire Outpost. They're one of the
Oh,
newest. They're one of the
top
newest
notch.
pods to the Red 5 network.
hmm
Yeah, dude.
Definitely
I
cool.
was 2 minutes in, and I was like, "Yep, this shit's for me."
right.
I
okay.
screenshotted everything.
Perfect.
I posted this shit on Instagram. I was like, 2 minutes. I'm 10 minutes in, and I fucking love your fucking show. Like, yeah, dude.
Like
If
Wow.
you're gonna
people
get
that
some
you want to
Star
be
Wars
with.
sweatiness, that's a it's a
Oh,
husband wife duo, and they got their shit together.
hmm
Yeah,
That's
Enjoyable
awesome.
people to interact with. Like fantastic.
Danny
I
too.
dig
Danny
it.
was another new one with
Yeah.
She's
comic and
Yes.
cosmetics.
ridiculous.
I can't even. I can't even with her. She just like the first day she was like, "Wah!" And I was like, "Ooh, what happened?"
wow, whole
But
nother
then
level.
right, I was like, hold on. But then I'm scrolling down in these interactions, of course. I came in mid sentence, and so I wasn't like, okay, who is this? I was just like, holy, because it's a force. She's a
Yeah,
force to be reckoned with.
she's a force of nature.
Right, and everything that goes on in her life and what she's done and everything, rightfully so, and it comes through with her product, and yeah,
hmm
Yeah,
it's a good time getting to know all these people. Yeah, our list just keeps getting longer. I got to go back to the old school people. Be like, were you here first? Who was number 4? You know, got to figure out the
Right.
line of Red 5.
right.
Yep.
But yeah, I will eventually get through everybody. I will be branching out here soon with other people that are outside of Red 5, but those plans are sort of solidifying. They're rebuilding studios and going through a couple of them are going through brand changes. So
Uh,
waiting for the new brand to be, something to promote first when they're done with their offices or their extra rooms and things like that. So it'll be
Once our buddy Big Swede gets his studio all set up, dude, you got to sit down and talk to that dude. Like
he's a good. Yeah,
yeah, the two of you guys, I think, would vibe in a real way.
I've known him for quite a while. He was Kelly's one of Kelly's best friends growing up, and
oh
you
well.
two would get along really well.
Retired Air Force dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I agree with these statements.
I think
Nice.
that would be a match made in heaven, and you might end up finding yourself wanting to talk to him more than just one time.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, that's one hell of an endorsement.
Yeah,
Outstanding. Well, things are just looking up, man. Everybody's given
cool.
all kinds. Yeah, that's fantastic. See, it's part of that family environment. It's like go talk to that guy. That guy will talk to you. That's fun. I dig that. But thank you everybody for showing up. I have to get going. There's been a thing, and so I'm going to just wrap up. We definitely. I know when we talked, we're talking about time frames and things like this, but gentlemen, we need to do this again, and we need to do it soon.
I agree.
Hopefully before ScarifCon. I'd like to have. There are several people I'd like to have back on before ScarifCon specifically. So hell yeah, gentlemen! I want to thank you for
Awesome.
showing up. Uh, Again, technical difficulties aside, I think that we had a great time. I had a great time learning a little bit more about you and your podcast and where you came from and those sorts of things. And I encourage everyone who is in chat, if you're not already doing so, to go look these gentlemen up. Later on YouTube, I'll get all fancy and stuff and put all their links and all of that. But I have to go take care of something right now. I
As we
appreciate
say
your
on-
time,
as we
gentlemen.
say in the pod, man, life happens, bro.
Yeah, man.
Shit,
Thanks
yeah.
does.
for having us on. It was a good
Yeah,
time.
Always when it's
absolutely.
live too,
Excellent
right?
time.
Hell
We
yeah.
have to do
Well,
Thank you.
take care, guys. You take
All
care.
right.
We'll see you next time. You guys be cool.
Salute.